So the Straits Times reported a man cheated 62 victims from at least 12 countries of $383,000 in one of Singapore's largest rental scams. This guy just literally painted Singapore as a bloody red dot on the world map. Hey friends, this is Gerald. Welcome back to another video. So today we're going to talk about rental scams in Singapore, my own experiences dealing and trying to catch rental scammers, and how do you actually prevent it. So in this article, a French exchange student was looking for a place to stay in Singapore and contacted the scammer after seeing his rental listing in Airbnb. So the student paid $9,000, agreed to move in a later date, but subsequently the room wasn't available. So obviously the scammer fled with the money, and yeah, it's never to be found. So he repeated this process over and over again and eventually cheated $383,000. So judging by the numbers, if you divide it up, it's like $5,000 each person, which they cannot get back. I've been a licensed agent for 2 weeks and I've already encountered 2 scammers in this area. So I was helping my client find like a 2-bedroom unit for $3,000. I want to share this story with you because I have the screenshots, the video, and I can show you how convincing the scammers are. I didn't know how much documentations and proof that they have. So here's the story, right? I was trying to find a unit for my client, 2-bedroom, entire unit, within $3,000 to $3,500, which can be found, but it's not easy to find in Singapore. So when I contacted this unit, I contacted the agent, he replied, and I contacted him on an official real estate agents platform. So if you don't know, by the way, Airbnb is like direct to landlord. There's not a lot of property agents there. In Singapore, the popular platforms are Property Guru as well as 99.co. So these are 2 platforms which have a lot of agents. So if you deal with those platforms, chances are you're dealing with an agent, less likely to be a scammer. But turns out there are still scammers in those platforms. So I encountered one, it looks real. I want to show you the profile. You can see he has a license number, he has a photo, he has photos of the unit. So when I contacted him, I wanted a video tour. Turns out he has a video tour of the place with his name and phone number at the bottom, which makes it extra convincing. But what triggered a red flag is that because I'm renting a HDB, right? In Singapore, HDBs needs to be occupied for 5 years by the landlord before it can be fully rented out. So I was suspicious, like, why is this unit like brand new? Why would a landlord, stay in the place for 5 years, move out, renovate the place completely, and then rent it out at a relatively cheap price? It doesn't make a lot of sense. So that's when I started to kind of ask for proof of ownership, which he sent, which was surprising. I didn't know he has the landlord details. But I remember my friend sharing with me this pro tip to catch real estate scammers, and then I used it and I caught this bugger. Here's the tip, right? Tip number 1 is to check their profile against the official register. So the official register shows you all the licensed agents in Singapore. But you see this case, if I put the license number, it shows that it's a verified, legitimate agent. And here's how the scammers get those license number. They go for one viewing, they see the agent with the lanyard, because all agents must show their lanyard, take a picture, there you have it, you have the agent's license number. But what scammers cannot copy is the official agent's phone number. So that's why the real tip to weed out scammers is not to check for the license number, but to check the phone number against the official register. And when I did that, sure enough, the phone number did not appear, and that triggered a huge red flag. So what I did was that I immediately looked at his agency, which was ERA. I called the agency's customer service and asked them to link me up directly with the agent. So we hopped onto a conference call, and yeah, you can hear the recording. I'm just going to play it for you all to hear.
You can key in my license number, everything, right? Then you can find out my real mobile number.
Cannot find your mobile number on CE registration website. I tried to find, couldn't find.
Okay. Alright, so my mobile number, right? Okay. Actually, when you want to rent a place, right, it's best that you have to view the actual place. So if someone tell you to view to actually place that person before view the place, right, it's totally scam already. Because this is not standard market practice.
Yeah.
Yeah, standard market practice is always you have to view the actual place. You have to really see the agent yourself. Like really, match against the photo that he sent you, right? You have to match against like really the person. Okay?
Yeah.
It's best to have the owner there. So if let's say owner never there, it's okay. At least you really view the actual place.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
So when right, will always be documents first. Okay, the first documents will be letter of intent. Okay, letter of intent means tenant has to sign first, okay, then owner sign, then from there only the monetary will involve. The monetary always involve after you sign certain documents and after you view the actual place. So if anything, anyone asks you to deposit, place money to schedule viewing or before viewing, right, you have to 200% avoid already. You scam already.
Yeah. So what I did was that I found that this person was a bit suspicious. So that's why I checked the CEA public registrar. Then on the official website, actually it doesn't see the name. The number is invalid, but the registration number is yours. So that's why when I found out, immediately I go and call ERA. I say, hey, got scammer, because I don't know whether you know, ma. Yeah, so that's why I want to get in touch with you.
Actually, no, but I cannot stop him. I know, but I cannot stop him because he keeps changing the mobile number.
You report the police or not?
My identity full around. I report already, but no choice. Cannot stop him at all.
I see.
So that's why I already tell the audience that, you can't view the actual place, right? You don't pay money. Very simple, me.
Yeah. Understand.
Even though how desperate the opposition, give to you that, got a lot of people want to offer got people want to rent all these tactics, ignore.
Yeah. So that's why he was just very suspicious lah. Then I tried to do my due diligence ma. Then I called him. Then he blocked me. Then I was like, where got agent block and not agent one? So then, because I think he feel that I caught him now.
Really. Actually, you're not the first one. Okay, I got previous few people who called me directly to check. It's good, but one of them actually got scammed.
One of them got scammed.
Wow, One of them. 6,000.
$6,000. Oh my god.
I feel so pity, but I cannot help further. What I can do is, anything he's asking you to place deposit, he's asking you to transfer money before viewing, right? That one I totally ignore it.
Yeah.
So sure enough, the actual agent verified that was a scammer, and that's how I found out that was a scammer impersonating an official licensed agent, trying to con me and my clients of $6,000. Ever since then, I've been extra careful, and there are two other techniques that I've kind of learned to protect yourself from scammers. So the first one is to, as best as possible, try to visit the place before paying any sort of money. One of my clients faced a scammer, right? What they try to do is to get you to sign like a letter of intent, which is not legally binding in any way, and to ask you to pay some sort of administrative fee when you don't have a legally binding contract. And that's weird, but some people actually get convinced and actually pay their money. And in all instances, it's almost impossible for you to arrange, to meet, the landlord because, they have a very packed schedule, the tenant is not available. They come up with 110 excuses so that you need to pay and confirm before you can actually view the physical unit. So that's one tip to try to weed out some scammers. And the last but not least, when it comes to paying the money, make sure that you do not pay to the agent, you pay to the landlord directly. So there are ways you can find out the official landlord's information. So every single property has a caveat, of the official property information. If you're not sure, do get a licensed agent to help you find out owner's details. And write a check. If you write a check addressed directly to the landlord, only the landlord can cash in. So even if the scammer took that money and that check, there's no way he can, cash out on that bounty that he has gotten. So that's how you can protect yourself and protect your friends from scams in Singapore. Of course, if you need help finding a good property in Singapore, you can always contact licensed agents such as myself or a few friends that you know of in Singapore. And if you want to learn other ways you can make money and grow your wealth, do check out my other videos here and here. And I will see you in the next video. Please stay safe and don't get scammed. Take care. And hopefully we get less than 1,000 scammed this year.